the mild, crazy, the sensible, the insensible, rational, irrational, the weird, unusual, the frightening, regretful, painful, the issues of life on Confessions. When you call in, you do not say your name. Hello. Make it back. Nigeria Info is good to have you. Sorry I lost you. The sunny side, good afternoon to you. It's Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, thank you.
So, you have to adjust something from your end. It needs to be quiet and still. You speak up for me, you go ahead.
Okay, hope you can hear me now.
I'm getting this thing about the wind. Is it a fan? Are you running on a bike?
I'm driving. Okay, let me remove it from here.
Thank you.
Okay,
It's a
can you
lot.
hear me now?
Okay, that's good. Let's see.
Okay.
Speak closer. Just speak louder, actually.
Okay, I'm first time caller.
First time caller, you don't say your name is Confessions Thursday.
For like 4 years now.
Well, thank you very much. But please don't say your name is Confession, all right?
You said?
You're not supposed to say your name on Confessions Thursday.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, good. Do you have a confession, by the way?
Okay, yes.
Go
And
ahead.
my confession is in line with, I think, your first caller who confessed about a woman that tried to stab him and all that.
Get to your story. Let's get to your story already, because of time.
Okay. Mine is like, after he finished his confession, it came clear to me too, like I've been going through the same thing, but the worst part of mine is I have 2 kids already. And my wife, like, same kind of thing. It just come up like a particular time in around February this year. Just from nowhere, like little argument, and she took up knife to stab me. And I think it was on a Thursday. I had vigil in my house with some of my friends in church. Like little argument, she just took up knife to stab me. And thank God for me, I was able to grab the knife and collect the knife. And she tried destroying everything in the house and making some kind of terrible noise that she's going to destroy everything, you know. And after that, I tried to take it up with some bodies in Lagos State, and I actually sent her out of my house, and I was almost filing for divorce. But my children, I think at the time my son was sick, and I couldn't bear it, and call up and down pressure to forgive, even though my family was not willing to let go of that, because this is not the first time it's happening. Like each time it comes with threats to life, and like people will say, I've tried doing deliverance, telling her what to do, how to pray, like doing all those kind of things, but it's not helping. Sometimes it will subside, and before you know it, it will come back again, and when it comes back, it's usually worse. And anytime she starts, like I will be like, this thing has come over you again, and she will tell me, yes, she knows. I'll say, devil wants to use you again. She will say she knows devil wants to use her, and that he's going to use her.
Oh.
You know? It's not, the truth is, she's not a very bad person when she's on her real sense. But I just don't know what usually triggers that spirit to come. And this...
Hello?
These things are not common. Whenever this thing happens, and okay, since I married her, let me not even say about her reactions. Like things begin to cripple. You just see everything, like issues to problem to another. Picking up myself this year was because I got a little bit more spiritual, higher, and things started picking up. But her reaction is still there. So the reason why I'm making this confession is... I want to hear from people. Has there been anybody that overcome this, and how did they do it? I pray, and I do take her through such, but it's still there. Thank you very much.
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
When you say you almost filed for divorce, so there's 2 things that concern me here. You said someone asked for forgiveness. Did she ask for forgiveness, or did her family ask for forgiveness on her behalf? Okay, so I think I noticed that you were going to go out of call time, and I can understand that I've lost you, and hopefully you call me back. So I have 2 questions for you. This certainly is a manic disorder, and maybe it has to be clinically proven to be something. But I think if she's becoming a maniac or if this is a mental or medical condition or a mental condition that can be medically diagnosed that's necessary. But so this thing whether it said that's insane people have lucid moments. So I don't know to be honest with you, I don't know how far you've gone medically with this, but I think I can lean on the fact that you say you've said to her, the devil wants to use you. And she says, and her response is, yes, the devil wants to use me and he will use me. So she's aware. She's aware. She's aware. Please call me back. Now, if she's aware, she has to be willing to fight it as much as you want to fight by her side. So that's two people fighting the demon. If she's not willing to fight it in her sane moments, you have no reason to be in that marriage. Absolutely none. But again, it's just a thought in my head. So if you can please call back, I'd like to ask some questions. I'm kind of curious to hear your feedback. I don't see why. And again, the thing that you say your children, I'm not even sure what you mean when you say your children. Are you afraid that your children are going to grow up without being in a family? What's your fear? I want you to verbalize it. I want to understand it because I don't know that the fear is reason enough to allow yourself and your children be subject to a manic disorder or allow yourself be in the same space with someone who has no control over their mind or the use of their mind. So please call me back if you would. I'll wait for you to call me back. Lagos, Nigeria's Confessions Thursday. My name is Joyce. This is Nigeria Info. The sunny side, welcome. Remember, when you call and you don't say your name. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Confessions Thursday, good afternoon to you. Do you have a confession?
Yes, I have a confession.
Please
Joyce.
go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Oh, thank you. I was into this relationship for good 3 years with a lady. So before I know what was happening, she ran into another man and then got married to that man. So out of the frustration, I started going on to Facebook to look for relationship there. So I got one. So when I got one, we fixed an appointment for her to come over. So the first day she came to my house, she slept over. The following day, where she was coming from, a call came from there that she should come and pack her things and that space is not enough for her to be there again. So she started begging me, please, can I come and drop my luggages here? I said, no, I won't allow you to drop your luggage here. I have to think about it. So, like 1 week, I was thinking about it. I was praying also. I was asking people, is it fair? Is it right for me to give her a chance to come? So she was on me, and then so people would say, okay, follow your mind. If you want to give her that privilege, you can go ahead. Now I gave her the privilege. Now this is a person that I do not love in the first place.
That's the lady from Facebook.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is a person that I do not love. I was just trying to use her to cover up the relationship that I was in 3 years that I just lost.
Mm-hmm.
So now I gave her the chance to come in and stay in my house. Then I told her, see, well, here that you are now, I don't want us to go into a real relationship. Just stay because you don't have a place to stay. She said, yes, no problem. But before I know what was happening, she got pregnant. And when she got pregnant, I used everything within my powers to make sure that she aborted the baby. She said no. So she ran away from the house for good 3 months and then later showed up with a 5-month pregnancy. So right now I am very, very confused. I don't love her. She's not doing things in my own way. She wants it to be done in her own way. and the baby is in now. I don't know what to do. How to draw her out of the house. So I don't know if there is a way you can help me or advise me.
Did she get pregnant while she was with you? Did she say she was pregnant while she was with you?
Yes.
Oh, she was with you when she got pregnant. You knew about it. Then she left and came back 5 months later.
Yeah. Yes, she was there with me. She got pregnant, and then I confront her. I don't want this to stay because I am not ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
So she left.
Oh, then
when she left to show up again,
probably like a year.
The pregnancy was up to 5 months.
When she left.
At that point, now, yes. When she left and returned, the pregnancy was up to 5 months. When she returned back to my house again, that I am the one. This is what you. This is the product of what you did. This, that.
When she came back, was she with a baby?
Sorry.
When she came back to you, after she left, was she with a baby or she was still pregnant?
She was still pregnant.
Oh.
The pregnancy was 5 months when she returned back to me.
Oh.
Yeah. So at that point now, she said she cannot abort it because this is a full-grown human being that she cannot abort it. Now I was relaxed with my mind that, okay, put to bed. So after she has been with me. And I don't like her, I don't love her.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for a way to throw her out of the house. But because of this baby, I don't know how to throw her out.
Okay.
Okay.
So the problem has come. What I'm even more concerned about is whether the child is yours. So if you can afford a DNA, that would be good. Except you're certain that the child is yours, and you don't have to just waste that money, going for a DNA. But here's something that I think you're left with. The problem has come. It shouldn't have happened, but here we are. It has happened. So the only other option you have from here is not to make a bad situation any worse than it already is. So here you have a responsibility, a duty to the child, and maybe for a certain period, a responsibility to the woman. I would say that if you are sure that the child is yours, you're not supposed to marry someone you don't love. You're not under any obligation to be married to her, but you have to cater for that child and for a period to the mother. So that's the only thing I know you have left, because that's what you have left. So I don't know how you want to manage it, because finances certainly will play a role, whether you want to get them an apartment or you want them to stay with you. If you got them an apartment, that would be better, so that you don't have to leave with... you would have to leave with the reality of what you have done, but they don't have to be in the same house with you. You see that? You can only make better on what you have done badly, so that it doesn't become worse, and you don't become a despicable person by making a bad situation worse, because every action is a thread in human character, and depending on how you want to weave your character, you want to actually be careful how you respond to the issues of life, particularly the issues that you brought about. So that's what I would say. Welcome to the show, Nigeria Info, the volume of your radio set. Remember that. My name's Joyce. It's Confessions Thursday. When you call in, you don't say your name. Hello. Confessions Thursday.
Hello.
Good afternoon to you. Confessions Thursday.
Hello,
you have a confession.
Emeka speaking from my past. I want to talk about the last caller. Hello.
1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute. My advice to him is for him not to jack them out of his house, but to take care of the marriage. Is not by fault, but to take care of the kid. You understand me? Let them have a safe place to be staying, but just to take care of the kid. Not to marry her, because marriage is not by force. Thank you.
Thank you. Confessions Thursday.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Confessions Thursday. Do you have a confession?
No.
1 minute.
I have an advice. For the first caller, I think he finally took a decision.
1 minute.
And that was what he was supposed to do in the first place. So my advice for him is this. It's better that the problem is coming from his own side, not from the lady's side. So he should go and make a register at the marriage registry. If the family, the mother and the father that were disturbing him, are not with him on this, he should go and register the marriage with the lady. Pay the necessary things to the family of the lady because they are not in trouble with him. Since the problem is coming from his own side, he should pay the necessary thing and take his wife. That was what he was supposed to do in the first place. Not going to marry what they call as a wine. Then the last caller. For me, I don't see the reason why you should bring a lady into your home.
You have 10 seconds.
And people should learn from that. A man and a woman that are not married are not supposed to be in the same room, no matter how pity you feel for the person.
Thank you.
You are not supposed to be in the same room. Thank you.
Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Welcome.
Hello, Joyce.
Yes, I'm with you. Confession Thursday. Do you have a confession?
Yeah, I called back.
Okay, so you're a little distant from your phone, your mouthpiece. If you would adjust that for us again, please.
Hello.
All right. Yes, I'm with you.
Okay.
Good. Are you the man with the wife who gets who's mental?
Hello. I didn't hear that.
Are you the man with the woman who has a manic disorder?
I don't think it's manic disorder, but I think it's one of those spiritual things they call.
Yeah.
So they have a spiritual.
So I was just referring to it. You think she's demonically possessed? Is that what you think?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
in the scientific world, they have an English name for it. So they'll say schizophrenia, they'll say mental disorder. They have terms for it. Yep.
Okay. Yes. So
Okay.
that's what it is.
So does she have moments where she's sane, she can relate with you sensibly and coherently? Do you have those moments?
Yes.
Where she doesn't put the food in her butthole, like she puts the food in her mouth?
Yes.
Okay. So in a week, for example, how many times, or in a month, how many times does she have these episodes where she goes crazy on you?
Let's say in a month, if managed well, maybe once, and it may not be completely crazy, but she will just exhibit some kind of character that is not normal. Maybe want to do something that is not right, and in the process of trying to control her, sometimes illegal to something else.
Okay. Have you been to a hospital to see a doctor? Do you have a clinical certification of what the problem could be or is?
I've never tried, to be honest, I've never tried hospital, but I've tried the church part. The reason is the mom, and she also agreed with me on that. The mom told me about how she grew up with a grandmom, and that the grandmother was lost some of her children, lost like 5 children at stretch. So somehow she had to give herself into some of those spiritual white garment something in the village that assures her that she won't lose any child. So somehow she's worshiping all those marine spirits.
Who worships now, the wife or the grandmother?
The grandmom. So my wife grew up with the grandmom at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here you think it's a spiritual problem.
It is.
Oh, now you admit it's a spiritual problem.
Yes, she also admits.
Who admits now? Your wife admits it's a spiritual problem.
Yes, she admits, yes.
Okay, so you can live with that, right? Do you think you can live with that?
If it's properly taken care of, like, I just believe that there is nothing impossible for God to do.
No, certainly not. So I want to find out how much of this you can manage, because it's necessary to know your own capacity as far as managing the situation goes. But you see, because it's erratic, she can wake up in the dead of night and stab you in the eye.
Yes.
Oh, you know that. So do you sleep in different rooms? Do you lock the doors?
She left.
What? Pardon me, you're breaking up a little bit. Speak up for me. Hello? Hello? I cannot hear you, and I think it's a network situation. If you're still there, hello? Hello? Okay. I cannot hear you any longer. I'm going to ask that you please call me back. Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So you understand that you have a spiritual problem in your hands. You don't want to go to the clinic because you already know the roots of your problem, I think.
Yes.
Good. Then you can't turn your back on her, right? You can't be so comfortable that you turn your back to her.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, how much of this do you think you can manage? You have to take into consideration the fact that if you slip, so when you say you don't want to let her go because of your children, what do you mean?
Okay. When I took it up with Lagos State, whatever abuse, and I requested that my child stay with me while she goes sort herself, or that I can also be involved and help sort it.
Mm-hmm.
They said they can't leave the child for me, that they are still young, and she didn't want to leave the child. And so that's even the reason. If not the children, we won't be living together by now.
Okay, now given that that's what Lagos State says, I think you need to get a medical certification of her condition so that you can add to your argument. So you're not even you're not even talking divorce here or separation. You're saying you want to even help fix her problem. But they need to understand that your children cannot be in that condition. So I think, if any listener has a better idea, I think you need a medical doctor's point of view. And if that is that she's mentally unstable, then the children cannot be in that situation. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had that on all my files. I wanted to take it up from that way. But I think I will seek for a medical advice.
Yeah.
I think I'll do that now.
So that you can say, well, I'm not even trying to... Please give me a moment. I want to quickly go off on a break, if you don't mind, all right?
Good people of Nigeria, the elections have come and gone, and we know fake news can still spread like wildfire.
People share fake news simply because they fail to think sufficiently about whether or not the content is accurate when deciding what to share.
Fake news can cause conflict, which can lead to violence, destruction of properties, and even death.
Some people create fake news intentionally to cause chaos and harm, mislead others, and delegitimize key democratic institutions.
Do not share any message without verifying the source. You could be misleading others.
If you cannot independently verify that story, don't share it.
Read, verify, and confirm before you share. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the National Endowment for Democracy, NED.
You're listening to Confessions Thursday with Joyce on the Sunny Side.
We're back. Thank you. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the Sunny Side. My name's Joyce, and I have a caller on the telephone who's laying with us a confession. So, my brother, I think you need to get that so that the states can approach the situation differently. Your kids you need to remove your children. I mean, your children, first of all, even need prayers, but you need to remove them from that environment. It's not safe for them. That's what I would advise. That's what I think. And then you also have to remove yourself from that situation. Like, you can put her in a home. You can get her a place to live. She has to be... I think you should remove yourself. You are not even safe. That's what I think. But if you think you can manage it with your kids in it, it doesn't even... No. That's a no from me. The public probably will tell you differently. But no. The kids, no. If you can manage it, fine. But the kids you have to remove. That's what I would say. Yeah?
Oh, I will just try. I'll push for every kind of help I can get once again.
Yeah, but maybe Lagos has a similar experience. If it encourages you, maybe someone can call in and tell their own story. But I like the fact that you understand what you're going through, because many times the problem persists and maybe even mutates because people don't know what they're going through. So you know what you're going through. You say you were praying. You say you fell back a little bit economically, but you kind of picked up again this year because you were praying. Would you want to be married to that kind of woman? I don't know what your faith is, but let's assume you kind of fix this mental thing. A woman whose roots are this way, would you want to stay married to that? Did you know before you got married to her? Let's even get that.
Didn't know. It was on the process of all these fights, troubles.
Yeah.
I get to know.
Okay. If, let's say, she becomes sane, would you want to be married to someone whose history is this? Remember, I don't know whether you've considered it, but when you marry people, you marry them psychologically, you marry them emotionally, you marry them spiritually, you marry them and every strain that they carry. So would you still want to remain married? Because you see, you can help this woman without being married to her. And that's not me even asking you to be divorced. You can choose that, but I'm saying you can help her and still get a divorce from her. But I don't know what you want. So you might still want to be married to her because you love her, and that's okay. But would you still want to be with someone whose roots this is?
I'm just hoping that there is a solution, a permanent solution to it.
What solution do you think that there is to be tied to the darkness? What do you think the solution is?
I just hope that one day we'll get a perfect deliverance and maybe everything will just be bygone, because I'm less than 40 and one of my rules in life that I don't want to be married twice, because if she go, I'll definitely marry again, and it's a process I don't want to go through.
Okay. Now, when you say deliverance, what are you speaking to specifically? So you want to be delivered from her mental disorder or something else? Because there's something else.
Yeah, I want her to be delivered from her mental disorder and get hold of herself completely at any time.
What about her roots? You don't think that's probably more fundamental than the mental disorder?
Okay, the root is, don't forget, is her grandmom. I just felt she was initiated without her consent or maybe as a child. Okay. So she can be broken from whatever it is that is manipulating her.
Yeah, so I think that's even what you mean when you say deliverance and not even the mental disorder, because if we're going to go by your logic, then the mental disorder is actually a possession.
Yeah, it's a possession, yes.
So you want her to break off from that root, that thing that holds her slave, or the thing that she's been committed to, something like that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you have a fight before you, but take your children away from that woman. It's necessary. You're at war, but you're not going to go to war with your kids now, are you? How old are they, by the way?
5 and 1.
Okay, now
4 and 1.
You need to remove the children. The children need to be with your mom, your sister, anybody but your wife. I think, but I don't know if you've thought about this. That condition is not even good for your children.
Yeah, I've thought about it, and my sisters are willing to take the kids. My mom is willing, but still, that was one of my fears. I don't want somebody else to train my child.
Oh, Lord. Look, so maybe it's also the way you're interpreting it. You say you don't... Okay, so is the other option your wife... you're saying the better option is your children staying with a wife who is mentally unstable?
I don't call it mentally unstable. I just think she just gets
spiritually possessed. Yeah. So you think it's better for your children to stay with a mother who's demonically possessed? You haven't thought about this. I swear you haven't thought about this. Yeah, take some time, think about it. It's hard because of now your philosophy is being tested. Like all the things you say you don't want, now you have to confront them again. Maybe you might have to adjust them, but you have to make some hard decisions, and it's okay. And the earlier you make those decisions, the better. Because maybe we shouldn't call it someone else is raising my children, because you have not given up on your children. You're not choosing to not be a father to them. You're not dumping them. You're not deadbeat. You just have a greater war that you must fight, overcome, and get your children back. Except you think it's okay for your children to stay with the mother who's possessed.
I think like she hasn't shown any harm to the children. She hasn't shown any harm yet. And
if they can possess the mother, can they possess the children?
I've never thought of that.
Okay. There's so much you need to think about, my brother. There's too much you need to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. I will take it. I will
take some time. Think about it. You can call me at another time. You can call me another time.
Okay, I will.
And maybe there are people who can stand with you in all of this. I think that there are people who can pray with you, stand with you, support you. I think so. So you call me back and let's know where you need help.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Confessions Thursday, we open the cupboards to secrets.
Is that a skeleton I see?
Child, bite your tongue. Well, they say good walls make good neighbors.
Wait, you mean gist, right?
Confessions Thursday with Joyce on Nigeria Info.
We're back. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Confessions Thursday. When you're calling, you don't say your name. My name is Joyce. This is Nigeria Info. Hello.
Yeah, Joyce, I greet you.
Welcome. Do you have a confession?
I don't have a confession. If
1
you
minute.
allow me just, to throw light to the last caller. I want to say, if the last caller you are listening to me, there is no need to tie ourselves with culture and tradition that will not do you any good. And if you look at the conversation with Joyce, you will understand that any question Joyce asks, you will be thinking that, look, you want to stay with the woman. And she asks you, what about the woman is possessed? Can you stay with her? And you said you make an agreement that you don't want to marry another woman. But even the Holy Book made us to understand that any wife you marry, if she's not a born again, you can do away with that woman. You are alive today talking. God forbid. If you are not alive, now we talk, for you. So I want to beg you, look at the tradition you are from, the culture you are from, and relate it with reality. God bless you.
Look, it can be hard, and sometimes we get ourselves, not a lot of people. Some people get themselves in situations that are hard, and maybe they need time to think. You need moments to think. You need to be alone to think. So I hope you think, and if you can, call us back on Nigeria Info. I'll be willing to hear you out and maybe put this out there for people to help you if they can. Confessions Thursday.
Hello?
Yes, welcome. Do you have a confession?
I just want to advise second to the last caller.
1 minute, go ahead.
I think the wife has a bipolar disorder. She has this episode.
You didn't turn up the volume of your radio set. You know that's a rule here, right?
Oh, God. Where I am is actually far from my radio.
Well, I can feel you and that radio.
Is it still...
I can hear the echo.
Okay.
Go ahead. 30 seconds.
I think she has a bipolar issue, and it has medication for it. But as he said, they should go to the hospital for diagnosis. I have a colleague that had the same issues. In fact, the hospital did not understand. Sorry for the kind of husband he has, The husband did not understand. Now, she's divorced now because of that issue. She had the baby for the man. So, and thank God for this. So he should go to the hospital. It can be suppressed. They have medication, drugs they take to calm it down. So that's what I just feel. Yeah.
Thank you. Confessions Thursday, Nigeria Info.
Hello, Joyce.
Welcome. Confessions Thursday. Do you have a confession?
No, I just want to contribute on.
1 minute.
All right. So first and foremost, there was this caller that said that the Holy Book tells you if your wife's not born again, you divorce. There's nowhere in the Holy Book that tells you that. Says there's a fornication issue, then you can file for a divorce. So please, let's not say things that are not in the word. All right. So back to that man. I think the wife has a spiritual problem. Just he knows better. He has seen everything, and I think this is a spiritual matter. I want, if she is willing to be free, he should take her to, we have solution to that. There's Mountain of Fire there, and some deliverance churches that could help out on this matter. If she's willing to be free. If she's not willing to be free, there's nothing he can do about it. And whatever Joyce is telling him, he needs to separate from her, then he needs to do that. Because if not, that's a very dangerous place to be. I also think that he should not, she won't harm her children. I don't think women won't, that maternal thing will make them harm her children most times. So I think he can hold on to the children. What I think he should do...
5 seconds.
What?
5 seconds. I gave you a minute. 5 seconds.
Let me jump in this. All right.
Thank you. You say she can't eat her children. How? Sometimes when you guys say some things on this show, I wonder, where are you? Where are you? First of all, you remember the Solomon story? The woman that said, split the child in two, give her half, you give me half. You've not heard of mothers eating their children. You've not heard it. Nigeria Info. Confessions Thursday.
Hello, good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome to Confessions Thursday. Do you have a confession?
No.
1 minute.
Please, if bad character is bad character, nothing like spiritual problem.
Oh, dear.
The woman has a bad character. If the man loves bad character, he should stay with bad character. That's all I want to say.
Well, that's enough.
Thank you.
Yeah. Confessions Thursday. Nigeria Info. Hello.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome. Do you have a confession?
No, I just want to...
1 minute. You don't have forever, honey. 1 minute. Let's get to it.
Okay, my advice to that man is just the truth is, even the children, the man has to take the children for check-up, all those things. Just take the children away from the that is the only thing.
On for your listening side, it's Confession Thursday. Hello. Welcome. Do you have a confession?
Good afternoon, okay?
Good afternoon to you. It's Confessions Thursday. Do you have a confession?
Yes, I have a confession to make.
Go ahead.
I would like to remain anonymous.
Okay, so speak better. Could you speak to your mouthpiece? Of course you're going to be anonymous, but louder, speak quickly, okay? Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you.
When I came to this level at the age of 10, 11, a man picked me up. Are you getting what I'm saying?
I'm listening. You just started.
Hello?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
A man picked me up and made me what I am today. He saw me through secondary school and university. So I was with him in his apartment. But during that period, the wife took advantage of me, and we are having a unholy relationship. I know, are you getting what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Yes, and before I came into this man's life, he has no children. So the man played a vital role in my life. That even when I want to travel abroad, he took me to his village, sold a parcel of land, and he used it to sponsor me. He told me that he has no brother, that I'm going to be his brother. And that was the level we had the church. The wife had a lot of money. We developed that relationship together. So after that, she asked me for her too.
What? All right, bring it back. She had kids for him?
She told me now. She recently told me that those kids are from me.
Okay. How many kids are we talking about here? Okay.
I am a Christian. So the is really in me up. Then I told her, I said, we have to sit down. That I want to confess to this man. That this man has played what my parents, biological parents, cannot do.
What did he do for you? What's with this worship now? What did he do for you that you feel like you would have been destitute or probably dead, but he came and saved you? What did he do?
Hello?
What did he do for you that you're going on about?
You mean the man?
Yeah.
I said before that he sponsored my education from a secondary school to university.
Mm-hmm.
I sent me abroad.
Oh, he sent you overseas,
Yes.
And you slept with his wife?
Yes. I could say the wife was sleeping with me.
No, don't say that. No, you're not going to. How old were you when you first had sex with her?
When we started it, I was 11 years old.
You were what?
11 years old when I went to the man's house.
Were you living with the man?
Yes, I was living with the man.
So she started molesting you at 11 years old?
Yes.
And when did she have her first child? God, what's this?
That's later about, again, I was in secondary school. I finished secondary school.
Then she had her first child?
Yes.
How old were you then?
She should be around 17 or 18. Yes.
Okay. And then the second child was when? How old were you when she had a second child?
She had the second child and the third child. So the problem is that the wife has said that those children come from me.
So now you want to sit down to discuss with who now? The wife or the man who has saved you?
Yes, I told the wife that I want to confess to the altar. The wife, the woman refused.
I think it's a good way to die, to be honest. I really think there are many ways to die, and that would be one good way to die. But if it helps your conscience, well, yeah, for sure. I mean, what's the use of life if you're living a lie? So you want to sit down, tell the man, I slept with your wife, I have the 3 kids are mine. Uh-huh.
So what do you suggest? You think I should have it and die with it or what?
Well, so, to be honest with you, I'm not even thinking at this point. I'm still trying to make sense of your story. I'm trying to make sense of the fact that you lived with the man. He took care of you. His wife was molesting you from 11. And by 17, 18, she had her first child. And now she's telling you all 3 kids are yours. Has she told you what she wants you to do about that information?
No, she's just telling me that for my information.
To be honest,
I told her that,
I've thought about death, but I haven't thought about ways to die. So honestly, I have nothing to say to you. I think Lagos has something to say. So we're going to ask Lagos to tell you what they think you can do about what you just said. Yeah.
Okay.
How old are the kids, by the way? How old are they now?
That time, 16, 18, and 20, something. Like
16, 18, and 20.
Something, yeah.
And she's telling you now that the kids are yours.
Yes. That's why I'm worried.
What is this? Oh, God. Okay, you know what? Lagos is going to tell you what they think about it, because I'm not thinking. Yeah?
Okay.
All right. Confessions Thursday.
Hello, Joy.
Welcome to the show. It's Confessions Thursday. Do you have?
Thank you very much. The last caller.
1 minute.
Me. You have already said it all. That is it. Making a decision on the best way to die. Look, something happened, and it happened to a soldier man, an army man in this country. He went to Liberia and came back, and somebody came to confess to him that when he was back, he repented. That he repented, that he wanted to make a confession that when he traveled, that he used to come to sleep with his wife. You understand? So at the end of the army man went inside the room, came back, he said what? He confessed again, shot him to death. He died like that. You understand? So that is the best way this man wants to do to die.
No, maybe
let him not even try it.
Maybe he's not going to die. That was just me thinking out loud.
Probably he may not die, but he may not be lucky. He may not be lucky.
Well,
thank you.
Confessions Thursday. The volume of your radio set. Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good afternoon, Joy.
Welcome to the show. Do you have a confession? Hey, do you have a confession?
No. I just want to advise the young
1 minute.
Man. Yeah, I don't need. He should remove your eyes from there. No. He doesn't have his own wife. He doesn't have his own children. How is this to put your eye there? He should remove your eyes. He should remove his mind there, and face his life. Why you people come here and bring in old things? I don't know. You people are just play with your life. Please face your wife. I believe the man is married. You have his own children. Face your life. Face your own family, and leave all these funny stories. I better go back.
Nigeria Info, the sunny side.
Joyce,
Confessions Thursday. Welcome. Do you have a confession?
Okay, no. I just want to put a twist to it. What if one, the baby is not yours, and you went and confessed, and you just died for nothing? That's one. Number two, what if the husband is aware because he cannot father children? That is why he just turned a blind eye and doing all these goodies for you because he wants the father of his children to actually also be a successful human being later in life. So these are two areas you have to look at it. So for me, my brother, there are some secrets you just die with. Die with this one. That's my advice. Thank you.
Thank you for thinking. I wouldn't bother thinking. Welcome to the volume of your radio set. This is Nigeria Info. Welcome. My name's Joyce. Don't say your name. Hello.
Hello.
Confessions Thursday. It's good to have you. Do you have a confession?
No, I don't have confession. I just want to add a little bit to the...
1 minute.
Yeah. On the man, that very man that is sleeping with his uncle wife, the man is very wicked. He's very, very wicked. From 11 years old to date, and he's still want to go and confess. He want to kill himself. If he were in that shoe, what can he do? That's the first question he need to ask himself before he started talking all that kind of word. That's my own contribution.
Thank you very much for calling. Nigeria Info Confessions Thursday.
Hello?
The volume of that thing, honey.
Okay.
Welcome.
So I'm just wondering why nobody is listening to the fact that this guy was molested at 11 years old.
Yeah.
He was a minor, for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you don't have anybody in this life and you're relying on somebody, people take advantage of you when you are little or you don't have anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I support that he confesses to the man and lay down the facts. He cannot exonerate himself from this, even though he was a minor. At a point in time, he grew up to understand some of the things that he had done were wrong. But let's still blame the woman. She's the one that is the evil person here. Not even, I'm blaming the man, but that woman is evil. How can you molest a child? A child. Please, let him go and confess and clear his mind. If he dies, he dies. Oh, this guy died, now better die, self.
Yeah.
That's my contribution.
Thank you. Welcome to the show. It's Nigeria Info's Confessions Thursday. My name's Joyce. Don't say your name.
Joyce, I don't have a confession. To that man that just made his confession now, Joyce, to be sincere, he was a minor. The other lady has said it. For me, I would have loved him to go and confess to the man. If and do a DNA test first, let them check if those 3 children are really his children before you go ahead to go and do that confession to the man. Let him check if the children are his own. Confess. Joyce, I will say the truth. If he die in this cause, let him die for it.
All right.
Let's just say the truth about it.
All right.
Thank you, Joyce.
Sure. I've left thinking to the callers on the show because, a girl is just trying not to think right now. The Sony side.
Good afternoon, Joyce.
Welcome to the show's Confessions Thursday. Oh, I think I lost you too quickly. Make it back. Confessions Thursday.
Hello.
Welcome. You have a confession?
Yes, Joyce.
Go
Good
ahead.
afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
Yeah, thank goodness I get in.
We don't have time. Stop thanking goodness. Goodness done you the good. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, there is this problem that I had in my family. My sister had her husband, but unfortunately, they are. Let me put it this way: they are divorced now, according to the husband. Or the circumstances that surround it that makes me to call for maybe you have advice or
okay. Let's go.
Because I'm the junior brother, but I'm the one that everything lay on my desk now. Because my elder brothers are being violent about it. But the case has gotten to court, and the way the court has decided is very, very brutal, and it's very painful because my sister had 3 kids with this man, and when the problem started, he was complaining that my sister because of infidelity in the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So and when they tried to do this thing, my father said that okay, if you don't believe this woman, bring her back. And even the way the marriage happens, it was quite unfortunate. This kind of marriage that the woman will move and join the man. Before they will now talk about paying the dowries and all those kind of things. So when they finally settled and they paid part of the dowry, my sister is living with this person and they have these kids. And now,
my brother, just a moment. I apologize. I want to be off on a break. I'll be back in about less than 2 minutes. All right?
Okay.
Lagos will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Sincerely, I don't want to wait till I graduate from this school before I think of what to do with my life.
Exactly. I am going to seriously work on my music skills. Let me use my talent well, I beg.
I would like to be a radio presenter, but I don't know how to go about it.
But why is Simi so quiet today?
Sorry, ladies. I'm taking this interesting course on how to become a professional scriptwriter. You too can also learn how to become a radio presenter on Wazobia Academy.
Wazobia Academy?
Yes, Wazobia Academy provides accessible and affordable online training in filmmaking, music business, fashion, radio hosting, and lots more. You also stand a chance to be selected for internship in leading production companies, radio stations, music, and fashion studios for hands-on experience. It's easy. Simply log on to www.wazobiaacademy.com or call 0908-826-5038 for more details.
Wazobia Academy. Learn and lead.
I'm from Lafarge. I beg, sign for here.
What do you look for there? They look. What that means, get delivery. You don't look inside the bags of Lafarge cement where you buy. Inside the bag? Yes, nah. Lafarge, they reward you better customers there for the Lafarge Buy and Win promo where they share from the 10th of April to the 15th of May 2023. necessary. See, when you buy any Lafarge cement, if you find Lafarge scratch card inside, scratch am, load am, carry go. Now you get am. But if you find any other gift, just call the phone number wey dey the card. The gift wey you find there, they go carry am go give you.
Na so, you don hear am? You fit win microwave oven, water dispenser, fan, bag of rice, carton of noodles, recharge card, and other better things for the Lafarge Buy and Win promo. Check posters for more tori o. Terms and conditions dey sha o.
Lafarge, building progress. You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. You're listening to Confessions Thursday with Joyce on the sunny side.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so when the man started complaining of the infidelity, because the
Pardon
husband
me.
was
Infidelity on whose part? Your sister's or her husband?
my sister's part, that is what the man was saying.
Your sister
Because
was cheating on her husband?
No, it wasn't that my sister was denying this thing because the husband was not living with her.
Okay.
So the husband said that people used to call him because he was schooling far from the Abuja where they used to stay. So the wife was there with the kids, and the wife was the one taking care of the kids and paying all the bills, and sometimes sending money because she was into selling of food, food. But the man was there complaining that people are calling him from Abuja to tell him that this is what his wife is doing, and he believes those people.
All right.
So my sister was very angry about it. Although my sister had to pack from Abuja that let him go. And when the husband complained, my father said, okay, take this woman. If you don't want her to live in Abuja where she'll be cheating on you, take this girl to your family house, which is in the village, to go and stay with your mother. The man said he will not take her there. Okay, my dad said, now take her to our own house. That is my father's house, so that the girl will stay with him. He will watch over this woman, this girl. But the man said no, that it's his own wife, that nobody should tell him to take where he will take his wife to. So he said, in fact, we should leave the woman. He's the one who got married. That is how the case now went to. So when the man now finished school, he now wanted to take in another wife. That was his own destiny. So when he worshiped in Catholic Church, so the Reverend Father now said that if he wants to take in another wife, he should bring in the woman that he wants to take in. The woman now said that before she could marry him, he should first bring the divorce paper for the first wife, which is my sister. Now he now went to my sister to go and tell her that, okay, this is how it's going to be. My sister refused that she will not sign any divorce paper. He now took the case to court, the man himself. So
1 minute. We have 1 minute. You have to run with it.
Okay, so my sister refused to sign the divorce papers, and the court, the judge, the man that was overseeing the case, because we don't have money. So the man now, I don't know how they decide to judge the case, but what in conclusion, the man has said that my sister is no longer the man's husband, and my sister should return the keys to the man, which my sister accepted, but the man did not collect the keys. My sister is still suffering with the keys now. And since she left for school, that is around some years ago, like 5 years ago, they have not been paying anything to my sister. And she's the one suffering. So I don't know if you have any advice, because I don't know. They asked me, but I don't know what I will give as my own advice.
Yeah, but how many brothers do you have? What's the family like? Can you get a lawyer? You can sue the man.
That is the problem now, because the case is still on my desk, because I will be the one that if there is any lawyer that if somebody should go for, I will be the one, and the bill is what is my problem now. So
you can't financially handle the bill.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Oh, so what are you left with? To take your sister and the children?
And that is the problem. And the problem ahead is what I'm even looking at, because if these children grow up, now the man is not taking the case, which his own lawyer has advised. And the man said we should not ask him anything. The lawyer said that my sister did not have anything to ask him. That even when my sister refused to sign the divorce paper, he still go ahead. I don't know how he managed to sign everything, both from my sister's end and the husband, that he decided to. I learned that the man got married into the same Catholic Church last two months.
Pardon me. I'm off on a break because we have to bring the headlines. If you can call me back, you would be the only caller I will speak to after the headlines, okay?
Okay.
So the phone lines will be free for you. Lagos, Nigeria, we're off on a break for the headline news. We'll be right back.